Hello everyone, this is Vic back again on another live review or just a live talk about fragrances. The topic of today is clone or originals because we have an issue here, and personally I am not a big fan to buy clones or dupe. I always try to buy originals, and in my collection. One thing I have to say, I'm sorry I cannot read your comments or your messages while I'm broadcasting. Something is wrong, I don't know what's going on, but I can't. It's out of my will. Well, why people are buying more and more clones instead of buying originals? That's a good question, and I think I have an answer for that. Because, as a matter of fact, most of originals are weaker than their dupes, and this is a problem nowadays because when you buy 150 euros and you try to have a fantastic cologne in your wardrobe, and finally you realize that is weaker than a dupe, and I don't think it's normal. I'm sorry. I think it's something going wrong because a dupe can be weaker than original. But today it is the fact. For example, I'm going to give you a few examples. When you buy Fahrenheit of Christian Dior, Fahrenheit of Christian Dior is weaker than its dupe. And the best dupe, I'm not going to name it, but it's an English brand. For less than 20 bucks, you can have a great dupe, and which is almost very close to the original Fahrenheit of the 80s. Same thing with Kuros, and the list goes on. And it's the same story with Creed. Why the House of Armagh with Club de Nuit became so popular? All because for $30 you can have the better juice than the original Creed that you buy for $300 and lasts only 2-3 hours on your skin and then is faded away. So people, they prefer to buy the clone for $30-$35. You have a great juice, great longevity, and it's pretty much very close to the original Creed Aventus. Same thing here we have with Dior Sauvage Elixir, why Atlas, the Assad by Latafa is so popular, because for $25 you can have almost the same juice as Dior Sauvage Elixir. The longevity is great and the smell is 95% similar. So people, rather than spending $200-$300 on original, which is not very lasting, which is not very unique, well, they prefer to spend $30 on a clone and having a great juice, the same smell, and it's fantastic. It's the same thing with lots of Tom Ford fragrances that now are duped by Alhambra. And most of those dupes are coming from Middle East, because Middle Eastern fragrances, they don't really care about IFRA regulations, and they use all kind of banned materials even, and that's why they can make great scents and they smell great, because they don't care about those IFRA regulations that block lots of raw materials. So that's why dupes are so popular nowadays. Because you don't break your bank and you have a great, fantastic fragrance for less than $30-$35, and you smell almost the same. It's even getting to be very hard to recognize that someone is wearing a dupe or is wearing an original. Even if you wear it side by side, very hard, really, it's very hard to detect which wrist is original and which wrist is the fake one. So that's why the dupes are very popular, and I think we have to, all the blames goes to brands. Because the brands, they don't respect their own clients. The brands, they don't respect their own customers. They water down lots of fragrances. and prices are rising, are skyrocketing, and the quality is not there anymore. When you buy a fragrance that you paid for $200, I'm going to give you an example. I loved Oud Wood by Tom Ford. Okay, everybody knows that fragrance. It's a fantastic fragrance. But the Oud Wood by Tom Ford lasts only 4 or 5 hours on my skin. And the dupe of Oud Wood by Tom Ford, I'm not going to name it, but lasts more. And I only paid $30 for it. So why I have to following the rules of buying only originals or genuine fragrances while their dupes are better than the originals? So the blames, I can only put it on the brands because they are always seeking high profitability and they don't care about the customers. They don't care about the customers that they really spend lots of money for a little small bottle and the quality isn't there. And the brands, they think we are kind of slaves to them. And hail to dupes, really hail to dupes because they are there to take our revenge to brands and give us a second alternative, which we didn't have before. And they are breaking the monopoly of brands, which is in one way, is very good for them because they have to learn a lesson. You cannot play and you cannot screw up your customers for eternity. And this is the lesson they have to learn. Lots of brands are just faking their own name. I'm going to, for example, Yves Saint Laurent, owned by L'Oreal, most of their fragrances have been watered down or discontinued, and there are pale shadows of what they used to be. Same thing with even Chanel. Even Chanel fragrances have been reformulated and all have been watered down lately. So they are not the same thing they used to be. And prices are rocketing just in the last 2 years. And I don't understand. The brands are just making money out of their own fragrances. They don't have other businesses aside. So dupes are here to say, guys, we are here. We can give you a second alternative. Even we can produce discontinued fragrances and we can make you happy. So this is the most important thing. I think the happiness of customers is the most important thing. And not only profitabilities and not only making more money out of us. We are not here just to please the brands. The brands have to also follow certain rules and they have to respect their own clients. Otherwise, why we have to be faithful to them? Why we have to always say, oh, no, I'm going to buy original. Originals, they are not the same they used to be, and they are not faithful to their own standards. So why I have to be faithful to pay $300 to a fragrance that lasts only 3-4 hours on my skin? You want to name them? Tom Ford, Frederic Malle, since Estee Lauder bought it. The list goes on. Creed, of course, Creed, the latest versions of Creeds have been watered down and doesn't last anymore. And prices are also soaring. So I think we are not owing anything to brands. I'm sorry to say the brands are owing us more. They even sell their samples. This is crazy. They are selling their samples and they call it Discovery Scent box. But after all, it's a couple of samples and they sell it for $50. So come on, guys, you have to be back to certain standards. You have to respect certain rules must be observed. Clients are not slaves to brands, and we don't owe you anything. You have to know that we are here to buy quality, and you don't owe us anything, and we don't owe you anything. You have to bring us quality back to the bottles, and you have to calm down with the price tags. It's nonsense when a brand asks you $200, $300 for a flanker lately, Bleu de Chanel exclusive. This is a crazy. They ask $250, $260 for a small bottle. Come on, guys. This is just a flanker of Bleu de Chanel. There is nothing special. You know, it's just named Bleu de Chanel Exclusive. That's rubbish. So I'm really, I never praised dupes. I never praised clones. But now I'm telling the truth. They are doing a fine job. Because they bring lots of happiness to many people. They cannot afford to buy a fragrance for $300. Or even people who can afford. Why they have to pay $300 for a watered-down, reformulated fragrance that is just a joke and that will only last 3-4 hours on your skin, and it's a pale shadow of what it used to be? Why I have to buy a Aventus, which is not an Aventus anymore, and okay, I prefer to switch to a Club de Nuit by Armaf. I pay only $30, and I can have the quality. I can have a fragrance that lasts 8 hours on my skin. So that's it, guys. Clones are doing a fine job. And they are even give us a more quality than the genuine brands that they are disrespectful to us. They don't care about us. They just want our money. And they don't care about their own quality standards. So that's it, guys. This is a little shout out from me. I wanted just to tell you what I think about clones and originals. Unfortunately, today, originals are less good than clones. This is a kind of joke, but it's a reality. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat with you. I'll be back soon with another fragrance. And of course, stay fragrant. Don't follow the hype, because the hype might fool you. And follow your own nose and trust your own nose only. And just be your own judge. Don't let others judge for you. You have to find your own happiness. That's it, guys. Have a great day. God bless you all. Love you all. Take care. Until we talk again. Cheerio!